Hello everyone, it's the Green Hunter and welcome to my reaction/review of Ascendance of Book Season 2, Episode 8. The title of this episode is called Wilma and the Holy Scriptures for Kids.
レンガの家を建てました。ある日、狼がやってきて、その大きな息を吹くと、長男の藁の家はどう？面白かった？よくわかりませんでした。
Really? Oh!
マイン様、今のお話を絵本にするのですか？
そのつもりなのですが。
So they don't even know anything about the outside world.
考えてきますね。マイン様、また聞かせてください。
Awesome! Even though they don't understand it, they still love it.
ビルマにはプランではなくロジーナを伴うことにしましたから、安心してくださいね。
それで今日はロジーナと。そば使いになる時も、マイン様は私の意志を尊重してくださいました。
Exactly. She sees you as a person. Okay, Trump. Paper. Battle. Attack. Oh.
小豚がダメってことは桃太郎
she's so consumed by that story.
一石二鳥だね。
Nice.
だったら人数分作らないとだよね。コピーも印刷もできないし。
Yep, copy machine.
図工でやった版画なら。今回は木版。
Awesome. Yes, Gutenberg printing press. Here we go.
原価はちゃんと計算したのか？
Nope.
してませんでした。
アホ！
Yeah.
原価を計
She
算
has
する
to
商人がどこ
calculate
にいる？
everything.
時の工房は忙しくて。
Yeah. Wait till Bento sees this.
さんがやっている工房は。
I see. So they don't have the right kind of
イン
ink.
クも自分で作るしかないのかな。
Yep. Make everything.
そうな。ス集めだね。
Oh, so she's gonna use soot. Oh, just. Oh, she's having to use a mask. Well, at least it helps her mom out. Even on Otto, Gil. Wow, they're all working together. Even Ferdinand really thinking to himself, what in the world?
だから教えなさい。君のすることは予想がつかぬ。心臓に悪い。
それならもう決まってます。子供用の聖典絵本を作ります。
子供向けの聖典か。文字や文章を覚えるのにも役に立ちそうだな。
はい、そのつもり
です。Yay!
よろしい。許可する。
So she's working within the church.
お兄ちゃんに彫ってもらった。
I see carving in the wood. This is exciting. This should revolutionize the amount, how fast it's time.
私の自作だ。
Yay! It worked.
真っ黒だったのに白い線がある。
I thought mine was gonna say no, it's crappy.
絵本には向かないよね。
そうだな。字もちょっと読みにくいしな。
Yep, I was right.
の絵が出てきたんだよ。
私の絵が。
She doesn't get it.
この
Wait
間
till she
マイン様に
sees.
頼まれ。
すっごく綺麗だったよ。今度はビルマも一緒に。
Yeah, mine isn't. Oh, flashback. Oh, poor Wilma.
ごめんなさい。
Oh no. She put herself in confession.
マイン様が？
ええ、ビルマの絵を参考に白と黒だけで紙を切った場合の見本として作って
Awesome,
みまし
using
た。
the technology.
方法で作ってみます。
そう言ってもらえる
Awesome.
と助
Now
か
we
り
have
ます。
Wilma on board.
新しい手法でどこまでできるか、私も挑戦してみたいのです。
ビルマ、無理はしないでください。
She wants to make up for what she did.
もうビルマのことが大好きな
Aw,
のですね。
they look out for her, and she
時が
looks
解
out for
決してくれる
them.
のを待
少なくとも初めて私が聖典を読んでやった時には単語さえ覚えつかなかったものにできることだと
He's
思え
got your mind.
だが消せぬ
Exactly. That what leads to the whole scene at the very first episode of this whole entire series.
一体どこでこんなレシピを手に入れた？
それに君は何と答えた？
夢の中と。
夢の中。
はい。ここではない。二度と行くこともできない夢のような。
That's how she's gonna say it.
新館長は信じてくれますか？
Oh, noble talk.
荒唐無稽な話だが、私の予測は間違っていないことになる。君は隠し事も嘘も下手だからな。
準備するよう頼んで。
かしこまりました。マイン様。私も工房にご一緒させていただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
でもビルマは
新しい手法に挑戦したら少し自信が
That's so
きま
sweet.
した。
Go, Wilma.
今のですけれど。
私絶対ビルマに殿が近づけません。
マイン様、本来はそば使いが主に殿方を近づけないようにするのですよ。
She's got a regular printing press going on. Ah. A new revolution in bookmaking has been achieved. Aww, it brings
ビ
tears
ル
to her
マ
eyes.
大丈夫ですか？
嬉しくて。
Aww.
トゥーリ手伝って。
私？
トゥーリの腕が必要なの。
Tory sewing skills to the rescue.
マイン切って。お
Ah. Awesome, a real book.
長かった
2
わ。
years. This episode was by far way superior than the last one. First off, we have Mine reading the Free Little Pigs to the orphan children, and it's such a sweet scene, but this also highlights an important bit of lore. The orphans, including Wilma, so I'm assuming all Grey Robes, do not know what pigs or wolves are. So it's like, I would reckon that they would have some sort of equivalent in this world since she was able to put it in their writing. So what that means is that the cathedral is like literally a prison for them. They're, like they said, they're not allowed outside the cathedral, so they have no idea what the outside world is like. We get even greater character development for Wilma this episode, and as we go through the review, I will touch on that. The first thing to note is that Mine actually, whenever she's around Wilma, she'll use Rosina as her head retainer instead of Fran. That way, Rosina will feel a lot more comfortable around her. And it's that kind of consideration that sets Mine apart from pretty much every other Blue Robe. Like I said in earlier reviews, she treats her retainers as humans, and that means accommodating for whatever traumatic stuff that goes on with them. She respects them as human beings, and this shocks Wilma. Next up, we have Mine, Lutz, and Gil gathering up paper materials, and they use those Froms again, and we get a real touching small scene between Gil and Lutz where they're almost like surrogate brothers and just hanging out. And then Mine figures out what she wants the book to be, and she wants the book to be basically a kid's version of the scriptures, so that it works within the church, and it's a way that they can learn to read. Only there's one problem. If she's going to do this, she's going to need multiple copies. And in her little chibi monologue, she's like, well, the copier, the printer is not invented yet. And then she has a light bulb idea. She'll just invent the wooden printing press. And I was like, yes, we're on the way to Gutenberg's printing press. For those of you who don't know, in the 13th or 14th century, Hans Gutenberg was the guy who came up with the first viable printing press, at least in Western society. And because of that, books just exploded across the world. So, nice. I see what you're going for, writers. However, in Asian culture, wood block printing is much older. It dates back to the Han Dynasty in China, where they could produce free colors of colored ink. So this is both a nod to printing presses in general and also a cultural nod to Asian culture. Next, mine goes to the Alberta Company to talk to Bento about the ink they need, and Bento is just frustrated again that mine didn't take into account how much the ink was going to cost. And then it turns out even further that the ink that she needs isn't produced in this world, so she has to make her own again. Yay, we're on to the spirit of making things by ourselves. So she and Lutz and Otto and Gil and even Ferdinand all have their soot collected from their ovens and turned into ink. And then they experiment with many different types of printing presses and printing techniques. My heart broke for Wilma when the little girl was trying to get her to come to the studio, and then Wilma had like a flashback and knocked the girl down, and she was so distraught that she went to basically that solitary confinement confession type deal, and then she used that sort of frustration with herself and put it into her drawing and put it into the printing technique, which I really find is a positive message, that she did not let what happened to her define her. Instead of letting fear and anger control her, she poured those emotions into her artwork. And as we see from the end of the episode, when she saw Mine's finished product, it produced something truly beautiful and brought her to tears. I thoroughly enjoyed the back and forth between Ferdinand and Mine this episode, as Ferdinand, out of all the adults in this series, finally asked Mine the serious question of how does she know so much. As he points out, a girl her age shouldn't know how to summarize the scriptures and break them down for children to understand. He legitimately says it's almost as if you were already educated in a foreign land, you just did not know how to speak our language. And it's like, ooh, he's got mine. Mine's gonna have to confess. But for some reason, she doesn't tell him the truth. Or I should say, she only tells him half of the truth. He asks her, how do you know all this stuff? And she responds with, I see all this in my dreams. And he's like, dreams? She's like, yes, I dream of a world that is totally different from our own. A world I can't go back to. The reason I say that's a half-truth is because it's not just her dreams. Of course, she actually lived that life, and it's a world that she can never go back to. If you recall, at the very beginning of the series, Ferdinand placed this magical item on Mine that allowed him to see all her memories, and that's what we've been watching from Mine's perspective. So literally, Ferdinand, right at this point in the series, is one of the series viewers. So it'll be interesting to see what he says to Mine after he is done learning all the truth that she was from Japan. and everything, and how much of a mind blow that will be to him. The episode ends with Mind finally being able to complete her picture book for her new sibling, and with that, Mind's goal up to this point is now complete. I wonder where the series will go. Let's say prayer. Dear Lord, I pray that you'll keep everyone who watches this video safe, and that this will be just a stress reliever from their daily lives, Lord, that they will enjoy it, and that we'll all have fun discussing anime, Lord, and that you'll keep us all safe and sound. And we thank you for this opportunity to have this channel, Lord. May this video get lots of views and lots of subscribers. In Jesus' pray, forgive me for all my sins. Amen. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Why not go plus ultra and give the video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can see my newest videos. I hope that y'all all have a great day.